Hi guys, this is Anthony and today's going to be an update video. The plan was originally I was going to film this tomorrow, but I thought it'd be better to do it tonight since I've got a bit more time and just something to do. And I picked up quite a lot of stuff in the last 2 weeks, quite a good selection here. So I thought it'd be a great time to film it and I'll show you what I've got. Most of this stuff is stuff that I got from a record shop which I've never been to before. So it was like a whole new experience for me and I picked up some great stuff I think. I think we'll just see these first, get them out of the way because they're not the most interesting thing. So leave the best till last. Okay, first I got Eurythmics Revenge. I've got all the Eurythmics albums on cassette, which is a bit embarrassing, but I've always wanted to get the CDs. But I've never been actually able to find them around here. Only like the first few on like a deluxe, and they're very expensive. But I've seen this one in a second-hand shop which I go in quite often, and I saw this and I thought it was great, and it was £1 and it's got some great songs on it, Missionary Man, and I love the artwork as well. It's actually a drawing if anyone can see, which looks really great. I actually thought this was a photo when I first seen the picture of this. So yeah, next is Annie Lennox Diva. I need to replace the case because it's a bit battered and old. I like a lot of Annie Lennox's solo stuff as well, apart from Eurythmics. She had great songs that off this album, like Why and Walking on Broken Glass. If you ever listen to them, you'll probably recognise them. And yeah, I'm actually going to see if I can pick up her second album, which was called Medusa, and it's an album of covers. Next is Pat Benatar, True Love. In my last update, I got the Greatest Hits by Pat Benatar, and I was looking into trying to get some of her material, and this was the only CD album I could find in the last 2 weeks, which apparently this isn't her best work. It's a lot more later than her rock chick days. This was made in 1991, so it's more of a newer album from Pat. I haven't listened to this yet, but I will look forward to it, and I just want to try and cherish this and take my time with it. So yeah. Next is Deborah Harry, Deaf, Dumb and Blonde. I love Blondie, and I've always liked a bit of Debbie's solo stuff, even though she wasn't very huge as a solo artist, but she had a couple of well-known hits. And it sounds very 80s, I love 80s music, and of course this was made in 1989. I knew what sort of album this was going to be, even before I listened to it, and I bought it, and I love it. And next made me want to get Blondie's Greatest Hits. This is a good CD because it has a lot of Blondie's hits, and also Debbie Harry's solo stuff as well. There's I Want That Man and French Kissing in the USA, which was her biggest 2 hits as a solo artist. And the artwork's quite nice as well. It's got a very unusual set of photos on, but it works quite nicely. And it was really cheap as well. Next is Macy Gray, The Trouble With Being Myself. I like a lot of bit of Macy Gray. I've got a couple of her albums, the first 2 and the Greatest Hits, and I've seen this and I thought I'll just grab it. I haven't listened to it yet. I only know the one song, She Ain't Right For You, which was on the Greatest Hits, so yeah. And lastly I got is Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill Acoustic, sorry, I'm not with it today. I saw this in HMV last weekend. I've seen this a couple of times, but I just keep forgetting to pick it up until I saw it last week, and I just grabbed it while I had the chance in HMV. And I haven't listened to this yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I love Jagged Little Pill. I know this one probably won't be as good as the classic, of course, but it's nice to have, and I love a bit of Alanis Morissette, and I'm trying collecting her albums, so looking forward to that. And next we'll move on to the vinyls. We'll do 7 inches first, and there's quite a lot to go through. I won't be too long with each one because there's a lot to get through. So I'll just try and give a brief comment about each one. Okay, firstly I got is the Belle Stars, the Clapping Song. This was the only one of the Belle Stars songs that was missing from my collection of Belle Stars things. So I've seen this in the record shop, which is new to me, and I've seen this and I was gobsmacked, and the condition is really good considering it's like 30 years old. So yeah, love it. That was a nice surprise. Next is Annie Lennox Why. After getting a solo album on CD, I saw this on vinyl, and it sounds really, really mind blowing. I love the artwork as well with the fur hat. Yeah. Next is Bangles, Hazy Shades of Winter. I love Bangles, of course. It's nice to have this on vinyl as well because this song isn't any of the albums, like Different Light or Everything. So it's a standalone sort of track. So it was essential to have this in my collection, and I've seen this and I just swiped it. And next is Bangles Manic Monday. The artwork's slightly different to the campaign for Different Light, but it's a great song nonetheless, and it was really cheap. So, and next is another Bangles single. I went a bit mad over Bangles. Walk Like an Egyptian. The artwork's pretty boring. Well, it's okay. It's got a nice design, of course, with the Egyptian artwork, but on the back is a photo, which is nice. Next is Belinda Carlisle, Do You Feel Like I Feel. I've got this song on a CD album, Live Your Life Be Free, and it's a really mind-blowing song. It's the only Belinda Carlisle album I don't have on vinyl, which I have on CD. So it's nice to have all the singles off that era onto vinyl, just so you can hear the difference. Next are all strictly Eurythmics singles. Firstly, because I love Eurythmics and I wanted to start my little collection of Eurythmics things. So first I got this Miracle of Love, which was off the Revenge album, I believe. Next is Eurythmics, the duet with Aretha Franklin, Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves, which was a slightly more well-known one. The condition's not too brilliant at the top, it's a bit worn out, but oh well. This one's got really bad condition. I'm actually going to see if I can buy a new copy of this in the future. It's fallen in my side. I bought this out because I love the artwork with the two photos of Annie merged together, and the picture of the vows on the back. It's a great song off the Revenge album again. But yeah, see if I can find a new copy in the future. Next is one that looks a lot more better condition, Who's That Girl, which is an amazing synth pop song. This is off the Touch album. So yeah, that was quite a well-known one. Next is 1984, Sex Crime. This was off the soundtrack. And it's quite a weird song. It's got loads of different, emotions into it. A lot of weird beats, and Annie Lennox's voice is all over the place. So this one's a bit of a hit and miss, I think. I mean, I like it personally. Next is Eurythmics, The King and Queen of America. I don't really know this song. It's not on the greatest hits, so this one's quite new to me. But I love the artwork on it. This was off the last album they did in the 80s, which was V2R1. So yeah. Next is Eurythmics, Julia, from Ministry of Love. This was off a film soundtrack, which I have no idea about, but it's Eurythmics' name on it, so I just bought it. Next is Eurythmics, There Must Be an Angel Playing With My Heart. This is definitely one of the most well-known ones, along with Sweet Dreams. The artwork's really cute as well, and it's a really classic song. It sounds just out of this world on vinyl. Next is Eurythmics, It's Alright Baby's Coming Back. The artwork's very, very dull on this one, but it's a great song. It's very, very electronic. Quite dark and mysterious in a way as well, and the music video is really, really interesting and artistic. And next is Eurythmics, Right By Your Side. This is a very Caribbean, happy, jolly song. I love this song. It's just so addictive and colourful. As you can see by the artwork and Annie's emotion, it says it all. Next is Love Is a Stranger by Eurythmics. I love this song. The introduction is just magical, just represents the 80s. And yeah, the conditions okay on this one. There's a ring mark on it, so it's not too bad, but it's not the best. And next is the most well-known one, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Yeah, not much to say about this, except it's a classic. Next is moving on to other music artists now. Eurythmics is done. Mel and Kim showing out Get Feel the Pressure at the Weekend. I've already got a 7-inch copy of this single. but it's got a different cover on it, and it's fallen apart a bit. So I saw this, and it's got better artwork on this edition, and the condition's just brilliant. So I just got a new copy. And next is the Much Loved Respectable by Mel and Kim. Yeah, great song. I love Mel and Kim. Next is the other week I picked up some 5-star singles, and I said that this one is probably my favourite track they've done. Can't wait another minute, so I'll sing this, and yeah, love it. Next is another Bellstar one, and this is my first picture disc, and it's 80s Romance, and on the back it's got a really amazing photo of all the members, if you can see. Yeah, so I'm loving that. This was only £1 as well, so I just was gobsmacked when I seen it, and it goes really well in my collection. My first picture disc as well, so it was quite an experiment, testing one out, even though I should have a lot more picture discs by now. Next is another Annie Lennox single, Walking on Broken Glass, which has I think it's a HMV or Virgin Megastores sticker on it. Yeah, probably one of my favourite Annie Lennox songs. Next is Bananarama, Robert De Niro's Waiting. I like a little bit of Bananarama. I didn't really like their later stuff they've done with Start Cat Aiken and Waterman. It was just a bit too, cheesy. I liked it when there was more, experimental and a bit more in your face attitude. So this one just has their personality written all over it. It's falling apart, as you can see. It's slipping out the case here, but I'll try and fix it. Next is a little bit more of a cheesy one. It's Nathan Jones. The only reason I bought this is because I love the original Supremes version, and I kind of like Bananarama version as well, even though it's got a completely different lady on it who I don't recognise. I think it was a different member, and yeah, it sounds really great actually. I don't regret buying that one. Next is Na Na Hey Kiss Him Goodbye. It goes like na 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 na. Yeah, I love the artwork as well. It's really colourful and very 80s, and yeah, it's just very nostalgic to look at, even though I wasn't even born in the 80s. Next is Kim Appleby, Don't Worry. I said I wanted this not long ago because I picked up another Kim Appleby vinyl, and I found this, and yeah, it sounds brilliant. My favourite Kim Appleby song. Next is this one's a bit damaged, but I love the song nonetheless. Shakespears Sister Stay. I've got the album of this on CD, so I was on the hunt for some vinyl singles, and this was the only one I could find. But this is probably the best song they ever done because it sounds absolutely beautiful, and the way it changes halfway through, lovely song. It sounds just incredible. Next is Susie and the Banshees, Cities in Dust. Actually, when I went to the record shop, there's quite a few Susie and the Banshees singles on vinyl, and I really wanted this one because I love the artwork and the song's just mind blowing. But I should have picked up some of the other singles I've seen there. I do regret not buying them, but maybe next time if they're still there. Next is Michael Jackson Heal the World, which this has got a fold out post on it. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And yeah, I didn't even know it would come attached. It's attached to the vinyl, but it's just come off. So yeah, beautiful song. I love it off the Dangerous album. It sounds brilliant. Sorry, it's my cat. She's in the way. Next is Another Part of Me by Michael Jackson. The artwork's slightly a bit boring. I think this song has another edition with more interesting artwork on it, but I've just seen this and it was cheap, and I want to build up my Michael Jackson collection a bit more. But yeah, got that. And next one's a really embarrassing one, but I kind of love it. It's Spitting Image, the Chicken song. Basically, I just know about the show that was in the 80s. It was like a sketch show parodying celebrities and well-known people as puppets, and I know they had one song which was this really cheesy song, but I just seen it, and it's a really stupid song, but I just love it, and it was cheap. I know it's bad, it's really bad, but I don't really care. I think it's amazing. And lastly, and certainly not least, the cherry on top, the thing that the most surprising thing I seen was Crucified by Tori Amos. And the condition, I'll put it in this plastic wallet, the condition is possibly the best I've ever seen. This is actually quite rare, and I was absolutely gobsmacked. This was actually in the box, and it was right at the very back, so I don't think anyone really noticed it was there except me, so I'm very lucky to have this, and it sounds 10 times better on vinyl. What can I say? I was actually hoping I'd find one of the albums there at a very expensive price, but I didn't. So, but nonetheless, I shouldn't complain. I've got that now, and it's just beautiful. I was just amazed. It made my day. That did. Made my week. And next, we'll do the vinyls. There's quite a few to go here. I might as well do these singles first, these 12-inch singles. First is Dirty Diana by Michael Jackson, which is one of my favourite Michael Jackson songs off the Bad album. So yeah, I love the artwork with the shoes, and even the font is just really inspiring. Next is Leave Me Alone, which is, again, it's quite an underrated Michael Jackson song, I like to say. It should have done a lot better, it should have been a bigger hit. I think it was released when Bad was released ages after Bad was album. I think it was. So yeah, I love the artwork as well. And next is the Much Loved Bad. So yeah, all these were in a different record shop, so I just seen them. I had to grab them. And next is one that really is a treasure, and it's Michael Jackson Dangerous. I picked the CD up about a month ago, and when I seen this on vinyl, it was £12, which is quite good really, considering this album's, you know, not the most well-known Michael Jackson album to find on vinyl anyway, besides like Thriller, Off the Wall and Bad. So this was like just a big surprise, and it just looks glorious on vinyl. I've listened to it as well. It's a two vinyl set as well. Awesome. Next is Blondie, Auto American. I keep forgetting the name of this album. I shouldn't do really. Like I said, I picked up the Blondie Greatest Hits album as I shown earlier, and I always wanted to have some more Blondie albums on vinyl. I've only got the Greatest Hits on LP, but I've seen this, and apparently this is a very legendary album. Of I think it was released in, was it 1980? Was it 81, 82 or something? Sorry if I've got that wrong. But yeah, seen this and just grabbed it. Next is Wilson Phillips, the self-titled album. I've got this on CD. It's an amazing 90s album, early 90s. And I've seen this, and I was really surprised because you don't see this very often on vinyl either. And yeah, no surprise. You know, honestly, when I went to this record shop, I just come out with a big bag, because there's a lot of stuff there that I've been looking for ages, including this. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, which I've been on the hunt for this for quite a while. I picked up True Colours not long ago, and I like that album, but this one is a lot better. This is her best album by far, and it's just brilliant to have, and it sounds 10 times better than on CD, honestly. And yeah, this was £1 as well. The condition is, I'd say, average. I mean, it's not that worn, but it's not like immaculate. But considering, you know, this album is 30 years ago this year, so can't go any better than that. Next is Mannequin Respectable, the 12-inch version. This was after I picked up the 7-inch version, so I've now got 2 copies of the same song, just on different formats. Yeah, but beautiful photos as well. Very nice. Next is Pat Benatar, Wide Awake in Dreamland. My first Pat Benatar album on vinyl, and I've been quite interested in this one because I don't know. I just looking at the front cover and the font and everything, and I don't know. I just felt like that I was very interested in this, and I was very surprised to find this one. But I would like to have this on CD as well, even though I haven't listened to this yet. So I just haven't had the time. Oops. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, hopefully I'll find even more Pat Benatar stuff in the future. Next is Debbie Harry, French Kissing in the USA, the 12-inch single. I don't know why, but she kind of looks a bit different on this photo. I always knew she had a nice round face, but on this photo it looks very round. You can really see like the cheekbones and just, I don't know, it looks a bit younger actually on this photo. I don't know why, it could be the makeup or something, I don't know. But a classic 80s song nonetheless. And next, and finally not least, are all strictly Eurythmics albums and 12-inch singles. So first is the debut album, which is In the Garden, which was a flop, and it's not very well known. There's no songs off here I recognise at all, but I've seen it and I thought, it's one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. I think, you know, if I don't buy it, I might regret it later on, even though I haven't even heard this or know anything about it. So it's all a mystery to me, and I want to build my Eurythmics collection, and it's built up very nicely. So yeah, In the Garden. Next is Eurythmics Be Yourself Tonight, which has most of the hits of this, like Would I Lie to You, There Must Be an Angel Playing With My Heart, and Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves. A nice screenshot from the video, Would I Lie to You, very 80s. Next is Revenge. So now I've got 3 different formats of this album. I've got the vinyl, I've got the CD and the cassette. So 3 sets of this album. So yeah, glorious artwork. Great condition as well, all these. Next is Savage. This wasn't their most well-known album. I think it was considered... A lot of fans consider this album to be their best, and some consider it to be one of their worst. But I think it's more of an experimental album than this. It's not very commercial, sound-wise anyway. There's a great song in it called Beethoven I'd love to listen to. Very, very... the way it builds up at the beginning and everything. Great beats as well. And next is the final album of the 80s by them, before 1999, We Two Are One. Yes, and the artwork's just glorious, with the white face and the pure red lipstick, and Dave in the background, quite blurred out. It looks like a very personal looking album. So, and the 2 singles which I had is Missionary Man. Now, I am grateful that I've got this, but I would much rather have had the other edition of Missionary Man. It looks the same as this, but it's a drawing of this photo, and in the background it's got like mountains or, you know, some sort of fantasy sort of land behind. It looks much better, but, you know, I'm lucky to have this on 12-inch, you know, you don't see this very often in the shops anyway, and yeah. It's a nice extended mix. And the other one is Revival, which was off the We Two Are One album, and it's got a bit of a hole punch there. So, oh well, shouldn't complain too much. And that is it. That is probably my longest update I've ever done in my life. 24 minutes worth. Oh my goodness. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had the patience to look at everything I've bought. Like I said, I did say I went a bit mad last 2 weeks, and maybe I think I'll go again next week to the vinyl shop. So could be, I don't know, probably next week or week after my next update. I'll see if I can try do more videos like updates. Well, not updates, unboxings. I really want to get David Bowie's new album. It looks very interesting. I might pick it up maybe the weekend or something. Who knows? And I hope you enjoyed it, everyone. Comment, subscribe, do your thing, and loving all your videos, and thanks for watching.